together in order to make that application work. Because there are so many technologies that are working together, the complexity is extremely high. At the same time, the scale is also pretty high. So for example, one of our customers that we serve has around 8 data centers that work seamlessly at any given point in time. And every data center has more than 10,000 servers. So it's a pretty large scale that the enterprise operates with. Not only that, given this complexity and scale, the demand from the consumers is also pretty high. So every consumer today expects that the application or the mobile app that they use should always be available. There should be no performance issues, there should be no degradations, there should be no downtime, etc. And this is what makes the scenario very challenging. So managing operations of these data centers is extremely complex. And that is why there is a need that we have a product or a software that can assist or enable these enterprises to handle these complex operations at a very big scale in a very smooth manner. So, given this is the scenario, what is the preparation of the enterprises today in order to handle this kind of scenario? So what we have seen, we probably have more than 150 customers today. And what we have seen is there have been hardly any instances where the extent of automation has exceeded more than 20 or 30%. So the entire operations are primarily governed in a manual way. There are a lot of tools, of course, that are operating or that are enabling the enterprises to handle the operations. But the operations are still pretty manual. And because they are manual, what happens is that whenever there is a downtime or there is an issue or there is an incident, it takes a lot of time for them to resolve it. Because everybody is trying to figure out, okay, where things have gone wrong. And to be very honest, from what we have seen, at least 80% of the time just goes in finding out where the root cause is. And 20% goes in fixing it, right? Because of all this, the downtime is pretty high. The businesses lose a lot of money when there is a downtime, right? Because the entire setup is so complex, it is very difficult to introduce changes. And not only that, because it is people dependent, the quality of operations also varies, right? Some people are very skilled, some people are new, right? So depending on who is looking after the operations at what point in time, the quality keeps varying. So this is not something what the enterprises desire. Ideally, what the enterprises desire is that the operations should come to know of any issues well in advance. It should be agile enough so that they can adopt newer technologies with a lot of ease. And it should be extremely reliable. So if I go to the website, if I go to the application, if I log in at any given point in the day or in the night, I should be able to do it in a very reliable manner. There should be no performance issues. There should be no availability issues. And this is exactly what every enterprises desire. And this is exactly where ignio AI.OPs tries to help them. So what is exactly ignio AI.OPs? So let me just clarify. This session is not to educate you more on the product features, etc. It is more to give you a perspective that how it can bring value to the customers. So yeah, coming back to what exactly is ignio AI.OPs. So ignio AI.OPs is a software-driven software for achieving autonomous IT operations. So what do we mean by autonomous IT operations? A software that has an ability to sense what is happening, take a decision in that context, right? That, okay, these things are going wrong. Because these things are going wrong, how should I act or what action should I take? Then take that action in order to resolve the problem. Right? So we are talking about a system here who is looking to take charge just like a human and then perform the actions autonomously to manage the operations. Right? That is exactly the goal of this product. If you see other products in the market, there are very, very few products that you would see who leverage this aspect of context. When I say context, what I mean is the situation, right? So for example, the website is down. So which website is down? What is causing it to be down? Right? Do I have an historical information that generally when this website goes down, what should I go and check first? Right? So these are the things that build the context, right? And just as a human, as human spends time and becomes more and more intelligent about or more aware about the landscape, similarly, ignio also over a period of time looks to learn and gets a tighter grip on this context, and which makes it more and more intelligent and effective. So this is one of the key differentiators of the product, context-driven automation. The second aspect is insights. So ability to analyze what has happened in the past and, right? So for example, these are the events that are happening day in and day out. So every Christmas, I see that this website gives performance issues. So can I give a notification well in advance to my users saying that Christmas is approaching and this is the consistent pattern that I've seen across 2-3 years, and hence you should be prepared for this and take up action proactively. Okay? So these are the elements which are pretty unique to the product and which makes the product a good value proposition. So context-driven, insightful, and intelligent automation. These are the 3 key pillars of the product. So now moving on, just a few minutes on what actually the product does. I would not talk about the features in depth because I'm told that you have already been educated on this. So I would just like to focus that what each of these modules looks to solve in an enterprise landscape. So the first module is all about learning the context. What it means is understanding how the enterprise has been set up. So what are the different applications? What are the different infrastructure elements, right? Servers that exist, and how are they linked to each other, and how are they behaving? Now, how does this help, right? This helps in understanding the problems that are there in your landscape proactively. So for example, if you have a large data center, right? So where should I focus my attention? That is a big problem because most of the teams are very siloed, right? A network team would know only about network. The database team would know only about database, etc., etc. So how do I, as a CIO, or how do I, as an operations head, get a hang of where exactly things are going wrong, or where exactly should I focus my energies? And that is exactly this module helps with. So it gives you an end-to-end view about your landscape, and it tells you that, yes, this is the area that you need to focus on. Second is manage alerts. So because the estate is very large and you want to always be informed that what is happening where, what you do is you configure a lot of alerts, right, on every server, every application that you have. And because of that, what happens is that there is a huge amount of alerts that come to the operations team. The risk here is that if you miss on a genuine alert, it will lead to a business outage, right? Or it will lead to a significant loss to the business. So for example, you get an alert that this particular server is saturated, right, on its capacity. And because there are like thousands of alerts that are coming, and if a person misses on this, then it will lead to a downtime of the website. For example, if you're in retail business, so even 1 or 2 minutes of downtime will result into thousands of dollars of loss. So what this module helps is it intelligently identifies that which of these alerts are genuine and which of these alerts are actually false, right? And it suppresses them. It takes care of them, and only the ones that need your attention, it brings it to the notice of the operations team, so that the probability of missing on a genuine alert is minimized. In fact, it is able to eliminate 90 to 95% of the noise that is there in the system. In one of the banks in US, it's a very large bank and a very well-known bank in the US. This is exactly the module that they're leveraging in order to manage the alerts that are coming out from their data center. And the volume of alerts is in order of lakhs, or I would say almost like 1 million alerts in a month or so. That is the volume of alerts that ignio handles and intelligently enables those people to focus only on those alerts which require attention. The third module is a very exciting module that generally excites the customers a lot. That is the handle incidents or the self-heal module. So what is this module all about? See, any enterprise is very much afraid of a situation where their website will go down or their application will go down, or any element of their business which is supported by IT will go down. The reason why they are pretty afraid of this situation is because you never know how much time will it take to come out of that situation. And you cannot predict that what could be the extent of business loss. So we have customers where we have seen before ignio was deployed, they had hours of outage, means their services were not available for 3 or 4 hours or maybe more, just because the team was not able to spot the issue and fix it. So this handle incidents module exactly looks to address this problem. So what it does is, it on its own has the capability, if anything fails within the enterprise landscape, it has the ability to detect that where the failure has happened, what could have probably caused this failure, and then fix it on its own. So what used to take like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, does get resolved now within minutes, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, or maybe less than that. Right? Even if there is a scenario where ignio is not able to handle it, gives this analysis of finding the root cause, which I earlier mentioned, which is 80% of your time that is consumed in resolving the incident. It gives that information so that the team can act quickly, and then they can take action and prevent the business loss. And hence, this is one of the most exciting features that customers like, and they look to adopt. So it reduces the amount of time that is required for businesses to recover from the outage by at least 70 to 80% or more. The fourth module is about the automation module. It is all about efficiency, right? Reducing the amount of manual effort that is spent in managing the operations. So up to 60%, this module can help you in reducing the manual effort. So all the operational activities, right? Taking care of the servers, maintenance activities, creating new servers, provisioning, etc. All of that can be automated using this module. And one of the most unique features here, again, for ignio is that it comes with a lot of pre-built knowledge or pre-built content. So what is the advantage of this? The ROI is extremely high. That's what that means is, and that too in a very short span of time, you can realize this ROI. So for example, if you take other products in the market, automation products, most of them are firstly robotic in nature, and secondly, you have to start building the scripts from scratch, which takes a lot of time in order to realize the value from those products. In ignio, because we are giving ready-to-use pre-built automation libraries, around 7,000 to 8,000 libraries that we give you pre-built, it is very easy to get started and adopt automation within your landscape. So what we have seen against the standard products that are there in the market, it takes nearly 30 to 40% less time for ignio to achieve the same level of automation as other products because of this pre-built knowledge. The last one is optimize proactively. So this is all about giving you insights and giving you indications or giving you heads up that what is going to go wrong by looking at the historical data, by looking at the behavioral data, etc. Right? So for example, predicting an alert, predicting an incident, predicting an outage, right? All of that. So that you can continuously take actions, prevent it from happening, and keep optimizing your operations on a continuous basis. So these are the 5 features. So just to sum it up, there are 3 key things that ignio looks to do. First is it tries to predict what is going to go wrong and intimate you well in advance, right, so that you can prevent it. In case if still something goes wrong, then it finds out what has gone wrong and it fixes it. And the third thing is that it enables you to automate all the operational activities so that your effort and time is saved. So that's all I would talk about these features. So I think I have covered these features now in detail. Yeah. Now let's come to the business benefits. So I have explained about the features and what they do, etc. So these business benefits can be categorized at 3 levels, right? So the first benefit is for the users, the people who are using the product, right? The operations team. So what is the benefit that they get? So they get efficiency benefits in terms of reduction of manual effort. That is what is the bottommost benefit that you see. So what you see is that ignio is able to, in different implementations that we have done across different customers, what we have seen is that depending on the maturity of the enterprise, around 40 to 60% is what ignio can eliminate in terms of the manual effort that is spent before deploying ignio. So it can automate to that extent. The second category of benefit is for the end users to whom the enterprise is serving. For example, if I'm a retail enterprise and I'm having customers, because a lot of things are automated using ignio, I'm able to process their requests at a very fast pace. So, or for example, the internal systems, right? The time that is taken to onboard an employee. So generally, if you join an organization, some organizations, right, where there is very less of automation, it takes 2 to 3 days just to onboard an employee, where they create their email, access, etc., etc. Right? But with ignio, since it automates all these operational activities and it across technologies, etc., the onboarding now happens within 2 hours or 1 hour, right? So the end users to whom the organization is serving or to whom the users of ignio are serving, they see this benefit where the amount of time to process the request is reduced by 90% because it is all automated. The third benefit is for the business, the one who sponsor money to buy ignio. So what is the benefit that they get? So the first benefit is ignio reduces the downtime, right? So how does it reduce the downtime? Firstly, it predicts incidents. So what that results into 30% of your incidents can be eliminated proactively by using ignio's insights, right? So in what we have seen is that earlier, if you were getting like 10 outages per year, just by looking at the insights, now you get only 7. Second thing is that even if the incident happens, the amount of time to recover for the business from that outage reduces by 90%. And the third thing is operational risk, right? The risk of missing on a genuine alert, as I explained, reduces by 90%. So these are the benefits, and these are the measured benefits that we have arrived at after analyzing the data for the deployments that we have done across different customers. So these are the potential use cases which can be leveraged in any enterprise. So these are the list of different things that ignio can do in terms of managing the IT operations, right? It can do an anomaly detection. It can find out that what is going wrong very quickly and highlight it to you. It can do event correlation, noise suppression, auto remediation or self-heal that I explained, collaborative triaging, provisioning, patching, applying patches to a very wide scale of servers, managing the configuration, right? User management, role management, access management, checking the health. This checking the health is an extremely important feature which resonates well with the customers. So what it does is, on a proactive basis, it keeps monitoring the health of the systems. And if at all any parameter is reported unhealthy, it goes and fixes it, right? Just imagine if you had a machine inside you, right, which continuously monitors your vitals, and then the moment there is any deviation from what is expected, it also takes an action and allows the body to heal. There will be nothing like it, right? So that is the reason why it resonates very well. And this is one of the most used features across all customers that we have in ignio, right? And the last one is performance and capacity analysis, where ignio proactively analyzes that how you can optimize the capacity that you have bought, right? And where you are overutilized, where you are underutilized, how you can improve the performance of your systems, etc. So these are the different use cases that are available in the product. So from coverage perspective, I think I made it very clear that it is applicable, this product is applicable both to application operations as well as infrastructure operations. So what you see on the screen is, these are the different layers, technology layers that ignio can work with, and ignio can help you automate it in an intelligent manner, right? So applications, middleware, messaging, database, OS, hypervisor, network, storage. There are more than 30 technologies that we support out of the box, where we give you ready-to-use automation libraries, which can be used from day zero, right? We also give pre-built integrations. So all the standard tools that you have, like CMDB, monitoring tool, event management tool, etc., right? Whatever is required to get started quickly within an enterprise, our intention is to provide it as much as possible out of the box, so that the ROI is pretty quick. In terms of deployment models, I think you are already aware that ignio is available as on SaaS. It can be hosted on cloud, or it can also be hosted on-prem. Now, I would just like to touch upon few case studies. I think I'll take another 5 minutes and that's it. So these are some of the good case studies that we have, right? So I think ignio is live around 90 to 95 customers are already live with this ignio AI.OPs product, right? And I think it serves around 7 industries: retail, banking, utilities, telecom, and so on. There are 7 different industries that it caters to. So as you must have understood that this is a product, horizontal product, which can serve to any kind of enterprise which has IT running inside it. So first, let's look at the case study of a Canadian retailer. So this is one of the largest implementations of ignio. Have an estate size of around 45,000 servers that ignio is managing, right? 45,000 servers and around 23 applications is what ignio is managing at this customer. So what was the key pain point of this customer? The first key pain point was network-related issues. And because of these network-related issues, they constantly had this trouble. These are retailers, actually. So what used to happen is that point-of-sale machines used to not work because of poor connectivity. There used to be a business loss because of that. Right? The second issue that they had was the number of employees that were leaving and joining, right? Because it's a retail company, they have pretty distributed network, and a lot of people leave and so on. So the amount of time that was consumed in processing these requests was pretty high. And the third thing was the resolving the incidents. So for example, if my point of sale is not working or if my server is not working, right, the amount of time that was taken to resolve it was pretty high. So which was resulting into a bad experience for the customers, right, when they go stand in the line and then you see that, okay, the point of sale is not working, and then they have to wait there until it is resolved, etc., etc. So then ignio's ability to self-heal, then alert management to reduce the noise so that only the valid alerts can be focused on, right? And the automation capabilities were implemented. And these are the kind of benefits that they were able to achieve. So first, in terms of productivity, you'll be happy to know that last year they had set a target of 40% automation. So 40% of their tickets or 40% of the work that the operations team does is now being done by ignio. And their target is by end of 2021, it should be 80%. So now they are moving towards the 80% automation using ignio. The second important thing is the uptime of the critical systems has come to 99%. It was around somewhere around 94, 95%, and ignio has helped it to come to 99%. And the mean time to resolve all the issues has gone up to 99.99%. So these are the kind of benefits that this customer achieved. So this is the volume of tickets that ignio is handling. The next case study is about one of the Europe's leading postal service provider, right? So their problem was that basically they had a setup where there was an automated sorting of these parcels, and these parcels which if this automated sorting stops because of some technical issue, because of some IT issue, then there was a severe problem because the trucks are waiting for the parcels to be loaded, and then there is a delay in delivering those parcels to the customers, etc., etc. Right? So what ignio was brought in to do is it was brought in to basically resolve these issues and monitor the issues and detect the issues and resolve them. Right? So what was done is a comprehensive blueprint was created, which means that at any point in time, if any component fails, so what are the things that are impacted? That was very easily known to the team that was working with ignio, right? And they could take actions very quickly. And event management. So basically, whatever alerts were coming, now they were processed in a lot more efficient way. Earlier, what was happening is that there was a huge flood of alerts, and the important alerts were missed, and hence things were breaking down more frequently. So after ignio was deployed, the number of incidents where these outages happened on this sorting mechanism, it reduced significantly, and 21,500 is the number of incidents that ignio auto-triaged and autonomously resolved. This is more than 70% of the incidents that are reported in PostNord or at this customer location. So these are the volume of anomalies that were detected and events handled, etc. So now we'll come to the last case study. So this is of an American luxury retailer, and these guys had a problem that every time whenever there was a peak season, right, either during Christmas or any festival season where people used to shop a lot because they are retailers, right? So they very often had breakdowns or loss of service during that phase. And due to that, they were frequently incurring significant business losses. And you'll be happy to hear, since last 3 years, since ignio has been deployed there has not been even a single instance where there has been an outage of their website. So what modules have been used? The same blueprinting and profiling, which is the learn context, which gives you an information that, okay, which are the most critical things that you should pay attention to. Health check, right, which I was mentioning, constantly checking the health of the applications, checking the health of the systems, and making sure that they remain healthy at any given point in time, and autonomous resolution. So in case if something breaks up, then resolve it autonomously. So 90% of the incidents that are happening here are auto-resolved by ignio. 75% reduction in mean time to resolve, and 70% of the incidents eliminated. So even before they happen, they've been eliminated. So just to summarize that, why exactly do you need ignio AI.OPs? I think I've spoken enough on that, but just to summarize, first thing is that it is an AI-based autonomous incident resolution, which is very unique, right? There are very, very few products in the market who have this unique ability where if an incident happens, the intelligence to identify that where exactly things have gone wrong and then fix it. So this is something that is very unique to ignio and is a good differentiator for ignio. The second is pre-built cognitive automation. So as I mentioned, right, because we are giving a lot of automation libraries in a pre-built manner, the amount of time that is required to realize the benefits of automation are significantly reduced in order of 40% in compared to any other product in the market. And the last one is this intelligent alert lifecycle management. So this is one of the most advanced alert management that you will find in the industry. So there are various mechanisms, machine learning models that a product can use in order to do this alert filtering, or basically identify that which is a genuine alert, which is a false alert. So the module that we have is one of the best in the industry, and as I said, it can eliminate more than 90% of your noise in the system. So this is why somebody should actually look forward to buy ignio AI.OPs. So who are the potential buyers? IT operations head for sure, because what is the benefit that IT operations head gets? It ensures, because see, one of the key responsibilities of an IT operations head is to ensure stability of the estate that they're managing. And second is the efficiency, do the work in as efficient manner, right? So all the parameters for which this IT operations head is measured on, ignio contributes directly to it and is a great value adder for IT operations head. Same is for CIO, because CIO is accountable for any kind of business outage that happens, and he is responsible for it. And he's also responsible for optimizing the spend, right? Reducing the cost of operations, etc. So it makes a good pitch to go and approach CIO. And the chief technology officers. So generally, these are the people who invest in emerging technologies or new things, right? So since ignio is on the forefront of technology and has these unique mix of intelligence with automation, even chief technology officer can be a suitable candidate to whom this product can be pitched. So I think this is all what I had to explain about the product. Now I would be happy to hear questions from you, take questions from you and answer them.